A phenomenon that challenges the limits of science and transcends the barriers between the divine and the earthly. Sacred bodies that defy decomposition with remarkable preservation, challenging the natural laws of biology and scientific understanding. And, after all, who are these saints? Here, we mention 20 saints with incorruptible bodies. 20. Saint Silvanus, 350. Bishop of Emesa, Christian martyr. His uncorrupted body was discovered during a church restoration in 1965 in Yabraud, Syria. 19. Saint Charbel Makhlouf, 1828–1898. He was a Lebanese monk and hermit of the Maronite order, dedicating himself to monastic life and living as a hermit in the hermitage of St. Peter and St. Paul in Lebanon. Known for his intense life of prayer and devotion to God, Saint Charbel lived an ascetic life centered on contemplation and the pursuit of union with God through spiritual solitude. After his death on December 24, 1898, his body was found uncorrupted during the exhumation, a phenomenon of natural non-decomposition. His body is preserved in the Maronite order in Lebanon. Many miracles have been attributed to his intercession, making him a popular saint among Maronites and other Christians in the Middle East, with devotion spreading globally. Saint Charbel was canonized by the Catholic Church in 1977 by Pope Paul VI. 18. Saint Rose of Viterbo, 1233–1251. She was a young Franciscan tertiary known for her spiritual gifts, such as prophecies and miracles. Born in Viterbo, Italy, in 1233, she entered religious life at the age of 16, dedicating herself to prayer, penance, and serving the poor. Saint Rose demonstrated extraordinary gifts, including visions, ecstasies, and prophecies, drawing attention for her closeness to God and virtue. After her death in 1251, her body was found uncorrupted in the Basilica of Saint Rose in Viterbo, Italy, a traditional sign of holiness. Revered as the patroness of Viterbo, her devotion transcends the region, being recognized as a powerful intercessor. Canonized by the Catholic Church, her liturgical feast occurs on March 6. 17. Saint Francis Xavier, 1506–1552. He was a prominent Spanish Jesuit missionary and co-founder of the Society of Jesus. His life was marked by a significant contribution to the expansion of Christianity in Asia during the Age of Discovery, where he established Christian communities in India, Malaysia, and Japan. In addition to his missionary work, Francis Xavier was one of the early founding members of the Jesuits, along with Saint Ignatius of Loyola, committing himself to education, evangelization, and social services. After his death in 1552, his body was transferred to the Basilica of Bom Jesus in Goa, India, where it remains uncorrupted. Francis Xavier was canonized in 1622 by Pope Gregory XV and is revered as a great missionary and patron saint of missions. The Basilica of Bom Jesus in Goa, where his body is preserved, has become an important pilgrimage site recognized by UNESCO, attracting visitors and believers from around the world. 16. Saint Catherine of Bologna, 1413–1463. She was an Italian Franciscan nun known for her spiritual experiences and mystical visions. After dedicating her life to the Franciscan convent in Bologna, her deep devotion and mystical encounters, including with Christ and the Virgin Mary, marked her religious journey. After her death in 1463, her uncorrupted body in the Church of Santa Caterina in Bologna was considered a divine sign of holiness, leading to her canonization in 1712 by Pope Clement XI. 15. Saint Innocent, died in 304. A Christian martyr who faced Roman persecutions in 304 AD, defended the Christian faith during a hostile period for Christianity. After her death, her body remained uncorrupted, a sign of holiness in the Catholic tradition. Currently displayed in a chapel at the Cathedral of Guadalajara, Mexico, her site has become a center of devotion and pilgrimage. Saint Innocent is venerated as a martyr and saint, reminding us of her courage in faith during times of persecution, and her testimony continues to be a source of inspiration in the Catholic Church. 14. Saint John Bosco, 1815–1888. Italian priest and founder of the Salesians, dedicated his life to serving disadvantaged youth. His innovative approach to education integrated Christian principles with modern methods. He founded the Society of St. Francis Delaware Sales in 1859, expanding the Salesians globally. He developed the preventive system of education, prioritizing reason, religion, and kindness. After his death, his body was found uncorrupted and is displayed in the Basilica of Mary Help of Christians in Turin, Italy. Canonized in 1934, Saint John Bosco is the patron saint of youth, apprentices, and editors, with his dedication to education serving as a lasting inspiration. 13. Saint Vincent Delaware Paul, 1581–1660. French priest known for his remarkable dedication to social service and charity. Founder of the Daughters of Charity, a religious congregation that served the needy, especially the sick, orphans, and the poor. His influential work in the reform of the Catholic Church in France included social programs, shelters, and the promotion of education for the underprivileged. After his death, his uncorrupted body was found and is on display in the chapel of the Mother House of the Daughters of Charity in Paris. Canonized in 1737, Saint Vincent Delaware Paul is venerated as the patron saint of charitable works, charitable institutions, and prisoners. 12. Saint Catherine Laboure, 1806–1876. A sister of charity known for her vision of the miraculous medal. She joined the congregation of the Daughters of Charity at the age of 24. In 1830, she had visions of the Virgin Mary, who instructed the creation of the miraculous medal. Her body was found uncorrupted after her death in 1876 and is in the chapel of the miraculous medal in Paris. Beatified in 1933 and canonized in 1947 by Pope Pius XII, Saint Catherine is venerated in Marian devotion. 11. Saint John Vianney, 1786–1859. Known as the Cure of Ars, he was a notable Catholic priest. Born in Dardilly, France, he overcame academic challenges to dedicate himself to religious life. Ordained in 1818, he became the parish priest in Ars-sur-Formans. Famous for his holiness and preaching skills, he focused on the reconciliation of the faithful and the promotion of piety. Recognized as the patron saint of parish priests due to his dedication to parish life, Saint John Vianney is an inspiring example for priests. After his death in 1859, his uncorrupted body was found and is on display in the Basilica of Ars. Canonized in 1925 by Pope Pius XI, he is venerated as a model of holiness and dedication to parish ministry. 10. Saint Margaret Mary Alacoque, 1647–1690. She was a French nun who played a crucial role in promoting devotion to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Joining the Order of the Visitation in Paray-le-Monial at the age of 24, she dedicated herself to prayer and contemplation. Between 1673 and 1675, she claimed to have visions of Jesus, who revealed devotion to the Sacred Heart, emphasizing love, reparation, and consecration. She faced resistance in promoting the devotion, but her revelations were documented, contributing to its acceptance in the Catholic Church. After her death in 1690, her uncorrupted body was found and is on display in the Chapel of the Apparition in Paray-le-Monial, the site of her visions. Canonized in 1920 by Pope Benedict XV, she is celebrated as a mystic, and her chapel has become a pilgrimage site for devotees seeking spiritual inspiration and consecration to the Sacred Heart. 9. Saint Mary Goretti, 1890–1902. She was an Italian virgin and martyr, known for her strong Christian faith. She died at the age of 11 after resisting abuse to maintain her purity. The uncorrupted body of Mary Goretti is preserved in a glass coffin in the Basilica of Our Lady of Grace in Nettuno, Italy. Canonized by Pope Pius XII in 1950, she is the youngest saint canonized in the Catholic Church. 8. Saint John XXIII, 1881–1963. Born Angelo Giuseppe Roncalli, he was a notable pope in the history of the Catholic Church. He was elected pope on October 28, 1958, and is renowned for convening the Second Vatican Council, which aimed to renew and modernize the Church. After his death in 1963, his uncorrupted body was found during the exhumation in 2001, and he was canonized in 2014. Known as the Pope of Kindness, St. John XXIII stood out for his openness to interreligious and international dialogue, promoting understanding and peace among nations. His uncorrupted body is located in St. Peter's Basilica, Vatican City. 7. Saint Rita of Cascia, 1381–1457. She was a remarkable woman in the Catholic Church, known for her pious life and intercession in impossible causes. Born in Roccaporina, Italy, she initially desired to become a nun but married at the age of 18. After the death of her husband and children, she joined the Augustinian order, dedicating herself to prayer, penance, and charity, with profound devotion to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Known as the advocate of impossible causes, Saint Rita is invoked in desperate situations. Her uncorrupted body, found after her death in 1457, is preserved in the Basilica of Saint Rita in Cascia, Italy, considered a sign of holiness. Canonized in 1900, she is venerated as one of the most popular saints, especially for those seeking help in seemingly impossible moments. 6. Saint Therese of Lisieux, 1873–1897. She was a Carmelite nun and doctor of the Church. Born in Alacoque, France, on January 2, 1873, she entered the Carmelite monastery in Lisieux at the age of 15, seeking a life dedicated to God. Following the little way, emphasizing simplicity and humility, Therese sought to please God in her everyday actions. Known for her autobiography, The Story of a Soul, she was proclaimed a Doctor of the Church by Pope John Paul II in 1997. After her death on September 30, 1897, her uncorrupted body was found during the exhumation, indicating the absence of natural decomposition. Her body is preserved in the Basilica of Saint Therese, Lisieux. She was canonized in 1925 by Pope Pius XI, and her spirituality has influenced Christians of all ages. 5. Saint Louis Delaware Montfort, 1673–1716. French missionary known for his intense devotion to the Virgin Mary, made a significant contribution to Catholic spirituality through writings and devotional practices. His body, notably uncorrupted, rests in the Church of St. Peter and St. Paul in Montfort-sur-Méaux, France, after his death in 1716. Montfort's devotion to the Virgin Mary is evident in his most famous work, Treatise on True Devotion to the Blessed Virgin, emphasizing total consecration to Mary as a path to a deeper surrender to Jesus. The church has become a pilgrimage site, witnessing the lasting influence of St. Louis Delaware Montfort on Catholic spirituality, especially in Marian devotion. 4. Saint Mary of Jesus of Agreda, 1602–1665. A nun of the Order of the Immaculate Conception and renowned mystical writer, she died in 1665, but her body remains uncorrupted in the convent of La Concepción, Spain. Although a statue marks the location of her burial, her uncorrupted body is kept in a glass urn in the convent. In addition to the remarkable physical preservation, Mary of Jesus of Agreda is known for her mystical works, with Mystical City of God being one of the most famous. This work narrates the life of the Virgin Mary and is considered an important spiritual work in the Catholic tradition. 3. Saint Bernadette Soubirous, 1844–1879. A Catholic visionary of the apparitions of Our Lady in Lourdes, France, she died in 1879. 30 years after her death, in 1909, doctors noted that her body was rigid and well preserved, prompting considerations of a possible miracle. Exhumations in 1919 and 1925 confirmed the remarkable preservation of the body. For veneration, her body was covered with wax and placed in a glass urn in the convent of Saint Gildard, Nevers, France. This site has become an important pilgrimage destination, highlighting the preservation as a sign of her holiness. 2. Saint Father Pio, 1887–1968. A friar and priest of the Order of Friars Minor Capuchin in Italy, known for his mystical experiences, stigmata, and miracles. Canonized by Pope John Paul II in 2002, his uncorrupted body was exhumed in 2008 as part of the canonization process and is on display in the Church of St. Mary of the Graces in San Giovanni Rotondo, Italy. The preservation of his body is considered a sign of holiness. Father Pio is remembered for his life dedicated to faith, prayer, and service to the needy, solidifying his position as a revered figure in the Catholic tradition. 1. Saint Cecilia, 166–180. Although there is limited precise information about her life, she is venerated in the Christian tradition as the patron saint of musicians. She is believed to have lived during the reign of Marcus Aurelius and is associated with a story that depicts her singing to God even after receiving 3 blows to the neck. Her body was discovered in 817, more than 600 years after her death, in a remarkably preserved state. In 1599, during an exhumation, her body was found in perfect condition, and a statue reproducing the original position was placed on her tomb in the Church of Santa Cecilia in Rome. We've reached the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed our list. If you know of more saints with uncorrupted bodies, please leave them in the comments below so that more people can learn about them. Thank you for watching.